You're listening to Good Morning Gwinnett, a division of ABK Media Group, hosted by Audrey Bell Kearney, sharing stories about people and places around beautiful Gwinnett County every day at 9 a.m. Southern living at its best.
Good morning, and welcome to another edition of Good Morning Gwinnett. I'm your host, Audrey Bell Kearney, here today with you live and ready to roll. It's beautiful here in Gwinnett this morning, and the temperature is around 36 degrees. A little chilly, but still beautiful nonetheless. Happy to be here with you this morning. Listen, today I just want to talk about a little bit about what's happening with Good Morning Gwinnett. We are, I'm just really excited about moving the show forward. Got a lot of great things coming down the pike, and I'm going to talk about a few of them this morning. But before I get started, I wanted to give a shout out to my People Helping People segment this morning. This is a segment I like to do called People Helping People. It's so funny. Yesterday, I had a guest, and I totally forgot to announce my People Helping People nonprofit of the day. I like to do this part because it's my way of giving back. A little bit at least. I plan on doing a lot more in the future, but this is the beginning. And so with People Helping People, I shine the spotlight on a nonprofit that's helping people, because without these people, a lot of people won't be able to get the help that they need. And so I wanted to actually, when I thought about launching the show, I want to know, what could I do to make this show different? What can I do to make it better? What can I do to help people? I know I'm giving out a lot of great content. I know I'm bringing on a lot of great people who share their stories with us. Yesterday we had on Ara Cole, and she is a leadership coach. So check out that episode yesterday. It was really good. If you go over to goodmorninggwinnett.com and click on shows, you can listen to the past episodes there. And we have a lot of great people coming down the pike to be on the show. And I'll tell you about the person that we're going to have on tomorrow a little bit later in the show. But right now, I want to give a shout out to the Quinn House for People Helping People. The Quinn House is a nonprofit organization right here in Lawrenceville, Georgia, located at 555 Hurricane Shoals Road. And what they do is they help men who struggle with addiction. These people have faced some hard times in their lives, and for some reason they became addicted to some kind of substance, and they need help just like everybody else. And so the Quinn House helped them by providing them with food and clothing and shelter and outreach services and programs that's helping them get their lives back on track, helping them fight the demons that they suffer with. And somebody out there who has suffered with an addiction. I know I do. And so let us not be judgmental, but let us lend a hand and reach out and help, because without organizations like the Quinn House, there'd be a lot more people out on the street who are just falling apart. And there are people who really want to get their lives together and get back on track. I remember, this was years ago, it had to be, I think it was 1988. One of my uncles suffered with a very, very bad addiction. And they sent him to New Jersey to live with us. And I guess my mom thought that she could handle it. And she did. She did a great job, because he eventually cleaned himself up and got himself off of drugs. But let me tell you, that was horrific. That was a time in our lives where we had to sleep with one eye open, because we didn't know when his addiction would make him do something crazy. And so I share this with you because I want you to know that there are a lot of us who have family members or know someone who have a family member who is dealing with an addiction, and it's not a pretty thing. It's very hard, actually. And I remember he would steal my brother's coats and boots and things like that, because my brother was away at college, and he would go and sell it to my other uncle. Now, he was addicted, but he knew that if he took that stuff to my other uncle would buy it. He would give it back to my mom, would put it back in the closet, and he would do it all over again the next week. It was like a constant thing with him. And I remember my mother telling him he needed to go get some help. And he said to my mom, "I don't need to go anywhere. When I get ready to stop, I'll stop." Now, fortunately, he was able to stop on his own. He just stopped. He was stopped, and he's been clean probably for 25 years now. But not everybody, or 30 years, not everybody is able to do that. So the Quinn House is there to help people who are not able to kick the addiction just like that, because it's not that easy for everybody. And it took him a while. He didn't do it overnight. It took him about 3 or 4 years. But I guess he just got tired of being that way, and he kicked the addiction. But for everybody, that's not the case. So the Quinn House is there to help. Again, they're at 555 Hurricane Shoals Road. They also need some things for the holiday season. So here's some of the things that they need. So if you want to go by there and drop off a donation, they need razors, for shaving purposes. They need twin sheets for beds. They need laundry detergent. They need men's deodorant and $20 grocery gift cards. Again, that's razors, twin sheets, laundry detergent, men's deodorant, and $20 grocery gift cards. Go by the Quinn House. Drop off some things there. They're located at 555 Hurricane Shoals Road in Lawrenceville, Georgia. They used to be at 120 Perry Street, but they moved. And they ask that you continue to support the organization. The person that was the director passed away recently, and they know that she did a lot of great work there, and they want you to to help them continue the mission that she started. Don't just drop off because she's not there anymore, because the mission is still the same. And so they want you to help them to continue that mission. If you got questions for them, they can be reached at 770-962-0470. Again, that number is 770-962-0470. All right, now. I learned something new today. So I was reading about C-SPAN visiting Shiloh Middle School in Lilburn, and I think it's Lilburn. But anyway, C-SPAN visit. They took their bus there and they visited the students there, and the students had a lot of questions. Now, I have been watching TV pretty much my whole life. I don't watch it a lot these days, and probably haven't watched it a lot for the last 15, 20 years, but I do occasionally watch it. And I've always seen C-SPAN, and I just kind of bypass the channel because it always looks very boring. Now, here over the last probably 5 years, I've become very interested in politics. And so I did not know that C-SPAN had 3 channels devoted just pretty much to politics. I would just, normally I would just pass by. Like, okay, I don't know what they're talking about. Look like they're in court or something. And you just kind of just pass by the channel. But in reading the article about the students at Shiloh Middle School and how they were able to speak to someone from C-SPAN on yesterday, I found it very intriguing that if you are interested in politics, now I'm interested in politics, so I watch MSNBC and CNN and headline news and all that kind of stuff to get my daily dose of politics. But I realize now that if I want to go dig deep into politics, I can check out C-SPAN. So on C-SPAN 1, actually, they have 3 channels. C-SPAN 1 actually covers the U.S. House of Representatives. And so I guess they tell you what's happening with the House, and you can go there and find out more about that. C-SPAN 2 covers the U.S. Senate and Congress, which I thought that was kind of cool. Like, okay, so whatever I really want to know, like if I can't get it from the news, because the news is kind of biased sometimes. Like I'm in media. Yeah, I know. And it's not all a conspiracy and all that crazy stuff. However, sometimes you want the facts, and just like anything else, media is a form of entertainment these days for a lot of people. So sometimes you just want the facts. And I found out that C-SPAN gives you the down and dirty facts because you can go there and watch what's actually happening in the meetings at the House of Representatives or the U.S. Senate. And then C-SPAN 3 covers public affairs and events and congressional hearings and history programming, which is kind of cool. So I learned something new today, and I want to share what I learned with you. So if you are in politics or you want to know what's really going on with our government outside of what you see on the daily news, which is very short because most of the time the news segments, they only have like an hour to get the information, an hour or two, and they have to cover not just the what's happening with the government. They have to cover a lot of what's happening around the town, what's happening around the country, what's happening around the world. But C-SPAN covers what's happening with our government. So just a shout out to C-SPAN. Thank you for, bringing us the facts. And I will be definitely checking out C-SPAN 1, 2, and 3 on my broadcast network and see what's going on there. So, yeah, I learned something new. That's what happens when you're looking for, good content. Listen, if you're looking for something to do, I think this is great. I love Christmas, and I'm always happy to find out what's going on around Gwinnett County. And if you're looking for something to do, you can go on over to Southeastern Railway Museums and check out the Festival of Trees today. It's going on from today until December the 31st. The Duluth Historical Society is this their my braces. I have braces, and so my braces tend to make me tie tongue, and so everything get a little jumbled up sometimes. So I'm trying to say the Duluth Historical Society is running its 4th annual Festival of Trees, and if you want to check that out, go over to the Southeastern Railway Museum at 3595 Peachtree Road in Duluth, Georgia. Check the Festival of Trees out. It's going to be running from today. I think it's been running all month, but it ends on December 31st. So check it out. Take the family. Give them something to do. You can you can vote for your favorite tree, the People's Choice Award for the tree, and also the Best of Show tree. And that's to vote is only 25 cents, and that money goes towards helping the organization continue this great work and bring you this tree festival every year. So we want to do it again next year. All right. Okay, so listen, I got good things I'm announcing. So listen, I am really excited about Good Morning Gwinnett. Good Morning Gwinnett is not only a local show, it is a global show. And the reason I say it's global because we're going to be on so many different platforms. Like right now, we're rolling out all of our platforms. We're going to be on iHeartRadio, Spotify Radio, TuneIn, iTunes, SoundCloud, Sonos, just to name a few. Google Music, Google Play. We'll be on Amazon, on the Amazon Alexa. I'm very busy over here trying to produce the show and also expanding the show at the same time. And so one of the things I wanted to do was I wanted to create a place where I could talk about the county and the towns that I love. I live in Lawrenceville, but I love Gwinnett County. My poor husband works in Cobb County, and I feel bad because every morning he has to truck off to Cobb County and get into traffic. Now, in the morning, he leaves about 4:30 in the morning, so he doesn't hit that much traffic going. But poor thing, on his way home, he hits the traffic coming home. And so I know I could have moved to Cobb County, but I really fell in love with Gwinnett, and this is where I plan on staying. So my goal is to bring him back home next year with his own business, and so he'll get to be here with me too. But when I thought about Good Morning Gwinnett, I thought about all the things that I like, and I decided I was laying in the bed, and I get my best ideas when I first wake up in the morning. I'm laying in the bed, and it's really quiet because the house is quiet, and I thought about having some contests. I wanted to add contests to Good Morning Gwinnett, and so one of the contests that I'm adding is a Gwinnett Funniest Video Contest. So what made me add that contest was because I was sitting in the kitchen eating breakfast with my mom yesterday after the show, and someone sent me this is the second time they sent it to me. They sent me a video on Facebook about dads who were changing the baby's Pampers, and when I tell you I laughed until I cried. That video was so funny to me because those poor fathers were just gagging at the thought of opening up that pamper and changing the pamper, and I cried. I mean, tears were coming down my face. Now, that was the second time I saw the video, and when I tell you I laughed both times and cried both times because it was so funny to me, and that just really set the pace for the rest of my day because it was so funny that I woke up this morning thinking about that video and thinking about, hey, maybe I can infuse some of that laughter into Good Morning Gwinnett. And so I am launching a contest called Good Morning Gwinnett Funniest Videos. And so if you go to Good Morning Gwinnett and you click on contest, you'll see how you can enter to win a t-shirt from Good Morning Gwinnett when you submit a funny video link. It could be your own funny video, or it can be a funny video that you saw on YouTube or Facebook somewhere. All we need is a link to the video so we can watch it and share it on the site. And if we choose the video that you submit as the funniest video of the week, then we will send you out a Good Morning Gwinnett t-shirt. So that is really that's really something that I'm excited about, because a lot of times we get bogged down in work and everything is about work, or family, or running, or social media. And so sometimes it's really nice to just have some fun and laugh. And for me, that video was hilarious. I mean, so funny, I cried. So that's one of the contests that we're having. The second contest that we'll be running every month, these contests run monthly, is our poetry contest. I love poetry. I remember I like to read, and I'll talk to you about that in a second. I like to read, and so poetry is one of the things I like to read. When I was in high school, I didn't like English. Now, this is the funny thing. I like to read, but I didn't like English, right? I did not like English, and so I struggled with English. I was great in math and science. Go figure. That pretty much. If you know me, you know why I was great in math and science. But I didn't like English. But I had an assignment and I had to write a poem, and that pretty much changed my perspective about writing. I think I was in 11th grade by that time. I got really good grades. I was really pretty smart, I think. But I didn't like English. And I had to write a poem, and that pretty much changed my perspective about English. And so over the past 2 decades, I've become an author, and I've written probably 4 or 5 books. I'm working on a book right now. But I said all that to say we are having a poetry contest every month, and every month we're going to crown we're going to have the Good Morning Gwinnett poetry contest, and we're going to crown someone Queen or King for the month, King or Queen poet for the month for Gwinnett, Good Morning Gwinnett. So if you like poetry, or if you want to submit a poem to us, that is a contest over at goodmorninggwinnett.com. Go ahead, submit your poem in the comment section on the site under the poem. Enter your poem there under the comment section. Please include your email address. So if you are the winner, we can reach out to you and send you out your prize, which is a Good Morning Gwinnett t-shirt, and also a framed award, because we want you to be really proud of your work. Because if it took you the time to actually sit there and think of a poem, we want to reward you for it. We want to show that we care about the fact that you even submitted your poem to share with us and our listeners on Good Morning Gwinnett. So make sure to put your email address there so I can contact you, or my team can contact you, and so we can get your address so we can send out your awards for sharing with us. You know, I'm all about sharing this year. I'm all about sharing. I'm all about empowering. I'm all about living your best life, you know, because it's really important. Life is really short, and although I'm an entrepreneur and I focus a lot on business, I think I want to focus more this year on living, you know, and really enjoying what I do, and not being on a hamster wheel of constantly going in circles just for my business. I want to enjoy living, and these are the things that I enjoy. And because I've launched Good Morning Gwinnett, which I'm really happy about, I just want to infuse all the things that I like. And I want to have a poetry contest. I want to have a funny video contest so I can laugh when I'm sitting here pulling my hair out because I'm trying to figure out how to make Facebook ads work. You know what I mean? So these are the things that I'm doing. The last thing I'm going to talk about, what's coming down the pike on Good Morning Gwinnett, is the Good Morning Gwinnett book club. Now, I used to love to read. I used to read 2 or 3 books a month. When I was younger growing up, I read all the time. I would rather stay in the house and read than to really go outside. I remember my brother telling us, I think we were probably 13 and 14 years old at the time. He said, I wish I had a brother, because all you want to do is read. And that's because I like to read. You know, it's so funny because remember, and I'm going way back, if you remember when the Sunday paper used to come out, and they had like the little Harlequin ripoff in there. You could take the Harlequin thing, fill it out, and send it in. They'll send you back all the Harlequin romance novels. Well, I used to always do that. My mom didn't know I was reading these. I would take it, fill it out, and send it in. They'll send me back these books, and I'll sit there and I read all of them, because they were cute little, they weren't thick books. They were cute little small books with beautiful covers, and, you know, and I remember getting my Harlequin books every month and just enjoying reading. And I still like to read. The problem is I just haven't had the time, or maybe I haven't made the time to read. And so I'm launching the Good Morning Gwinnett book club, because I need to make time to read. I think over the last 5 years, I've probably read 5 books, which is kind of sad for me, but I plan to change that. So for me this year, I know I'm going to be reading a lot of business books. I already know that. I'm already finishing up one right now. That's a really good book, and I'll tell you about that in another episode. But it's starting in January. I'm going to be launching the Good Morning Gwinnett book club. And so if you want to be a member of the book club, it's free. All you got to do is go on there and look at the book we're going to be reading for the month. Join in and read, and then come back and join in with the discussion. I'll give you the opportunity to call into the show and tell me what you thought of the book. You'll be here live talking about that, what you thought of that book. And so I'll have a link to the book that we're going to be reading probably towards the end of the month for January. Probably next week I'll have it for kicking that off in January. The goal is to read 12 books this year, and if you don't take time for yourself to do something that's really helping you, enjoy life. You may not like to read, so you may not want to be a part of the book club. But if you do like to read and just find yourself in a position that you don't get the chance to read, or you just don't make the time to read, I invite you to become a part of the Good Morning Gwinnett book club. And so we will be talking about that. We'll be talking about that more, and I'll be telling you what the book is next week. Or you can go to Good Morning Gwinnett next week, probably next Friday, and see what book we're going to be reading in January. And then we'll come back and we'll have a discussion about the book on the show. So that's that. Now, my guest tomorrow is Miss Jennifer Ruse. She is the CEO of Sterling Rose Consulting Corp. I met Jennifer a couple of times. She does a lot of amazing things, and she's going to be on here tomorrow to share with us all of the great things she does as a business owner. And she is, she's all over Gwinnett. Everywhere I go, I see something with the Sterling Rose logo on it, because she's out there in the community, and she is a businesswoman who is making some great moves here in Gwinnett County. And she's going to be on tomorrow to share her story, how she got started. I know she's not originally from Gwinnett either. I want to say she may be from New Jersey like myself, but she's here in Gwinnett, and she's doing some amazing things. So make sure to tune in tomorrow is Wednesday? Tomorrow at 9 a.m. Same time tomorrow at 9 a.m. And listen to my interview with Miss Jennifer Ruse live. You can listen live at goodmorninggwinnett.com, and you can go there and you'll see on the homepage, it'll say live. And you can listen to her interview. If you missed my interview yesterday with Ara Cole, leadership coach, check out her interview. She is a young woman who is just amazing. She went through some really horrific things growing up, and she was able to pull herself up by the bootstraps and started career in dentistry, and from there she became a leadership coach, and now she's just doing some great things in our community as well. And so we have really great community leaders here. We have really great community-owned businesses, and so that's why I'm so excited about Gwinnett and all the things we have to offer. Later on in the year, I hope to have more people on about what's coming. Like I've seen some beautiful architectural renderings of new complexes that are being built in Gwinnett and in Lawrenceville, Sugar Hill, I think Swanee, and some other places. I'm talking about just beautiful. And I hope to have someone from the planning and development come on and talk about, those establishments and buildings that are coming up, and what can we expect from that, and how can we get involved with that, and how can you live there if you want to live there. If you're thinking about moving to Gwinnett, those renderings are beautiful. They are mixed-use buildings with stores and apartments and condos and things like that. And I saw the renderings; they're just lovely. So if you're thinking about moving to Georgia, hint, hint, come on over to Gwinnett, because we have a lot here going on. So listen, I'm at the end of my time for the show today. As you can see, I love to talk. Even when I don't have a guest. But tomorrow I will have a guest. Ms. Jennifer Ruse, Sterling Rose Consulting Corp, will be here with me tomorrow talking about what she does and how you can get involved and with everything that we do here. So listen, I am out for now, and until next time, make it a great day, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow, same time, same place. All right.
You've been listening to Good Morning Gwinnett. Make sure to tune in daily at 9 a.m. Eastern Time to find out what's happening around Gwinnett. If you missed an episode, go to www.goodmorninggwinnett.com to catch up. If you like this episode, go ahead and subscribe to the show now and share it with your friends.